This video is brought to you by Cool Stuff Inc. and Ultra Pro's wicked accessories and products. If you want to pick up anything from Ultra Pro directly, including the secret lair playmats, there's a link in the description below. Use that link, you get 5% off your order, and you help support the show. New Capenna got an early preview yesterday on the weekly MTG streams. Now, the irony is that only a day or so ago, I sent off my prediction video to an editor that I'm looking to work with, and they're currently editing it up. So this video is going to talk about the early previews. At the end of this, I will link to my prediction video when it's up. Hell, it might not be up for a couple of days, though. So I'm going to look like a right dumb predicting things that may have come true. I won't spoil any of that for you, though. Anyway, so the stream happened, and we've got lots of new information about New Capenna. I want to start off with the one negative point, then we're going to go into a lot of hype and excitement, because I was actually rather impressed by what we got to see. The first negative is that we got another acknowledgement from Blake Rasmussen of the MTG Arena Economy. You might have seen my short already. Here it is.
Arena Economy stream. I hear you. I don't have a date for it yet. Still a lot of internal discussions going on about stuff, but I don't have an answer for that right now.
That's right. It's another case of don't worry, we know about the economy, and then nothing. Like, this is just, it's a placation of people who are upset and frustrated, right? As a translation of what Blake is saying here, it basically means that they're making shit tons of money and selling loads of stuff, but they can't tell us that because that is not a decent answer, and no one wants to hear that. Anyway, I don't want my videos to be bogged down with, like, negativity always, so let's talk about some of the more positive things. First up, we have the names of the crime houses. Now, if you don't know, New Capenna is gangster-themed. It's themed on mobster movies and crime fiction. We have 5 houses, all headed up by a demon. We've had confirmed that there will be a demon head for each house. And the houses have now been confirmed, as we suspected, to be the Shards of Alara, but with new names. Obscura on the left here is Esper, so that's blue, white, black. We've got Maestros in the next one. They're the old money, blue, black, red. They're Grixis. We've got Riveteers, which are Jund, which are black, red, green. They're the destructive industry people. I assume they demolish and maybe rebuild as well. The Cabaretti and Naya, which are red, green, white, and then we've got the Brokers, who are green, white, and blue. I like the logos. The names will absolutely elude me for quite some time. I'll always know that the Riveteers are the ones with the hammer, I guess. And Cabaretti are the party entertainer ones with masks, I guess. I'll get there eventually. A quick pointer before we move on as well. You're going to notice that Reddit usernames are on screen for the people that shared these from the stream, screen capped to Reddit. I grabbed them from Reddit and a little bit from my spoiler room on my Discord, and ultimately I thought, oh, I'm going to crop these, but then I didn't bother, because why bother cutting out people's names who've done the right thing and helped the community collate the information? So, big shout out to the Redditors that put these on Reddit that allowed me to grab the images easily and talk about them today. With each of these, we have now been shown their triome. These are the allied color pairing shards of the triomes that we saw on Ikoria. The triomes on Ikoria were obviously the enemy color pairs, what we call wedges colloquially. These are now for the allied ones. They're not called triomes, they're actually called like building specific names plus the family guild sort of thing. Hold up, pause a sec. I've already forgotten what the families were called. In the recording, I was like, yeah, these are the family names plus the fucking headquarters or garden or whatever. And then I've realised in editing that no, Spara is not a family name. It might just be the demon head of the Bant family, the Brokers. So I've already forgotten. Literally a minute later, I've forgotten what the families are called. I have an issue with names. I'm very bad with names. I caught it at this point, though. So you're welcome. You're welcome. I should have left it in, because then you'd comment and tell me I fucked it up, and that's just engagement. But anyway, on with the preview. This means that they are planar specific, much like the weirdly named like Edantha Triome and such of Ikoria, which means that they are more difficult to reprint successfully into other sets. Instead, we have to see them reprinted into either another Capenna set in the distant future, or alternatively into a supplementary set where they can have named things like this without being weird. Like, we're never going to get Rafine's Tower, which is the tower where the Rafine family live. We're never going to get that on the next journey to Ikoria, or Shards of Alara, if we go back to Alara, or Meridian, or whatever. Do you see what I mean? They are specific to this plane, which makes them more difficult to reprint. This might not be much of an issue for some things, and it's kind of part and parcel of what's happened with Magic in the past. The charm cycle that I assume we'll get here will be planar specific. There's another cycle coming up that I'm going to show you in a second that is going to be planar specific. But the problem with the lands are that the lands are the building blocks and the base of decks to be played. The triomes themselves are now just under 2 years since being printed. and they're creeping up to like $14 and $15 each. I tried to play them recently in a budget video for blasting, for Calibrated Blast in Modern, and they were too expensive to fit into the deck. So that was a frustration, and that's going to happen until we see them reprinted in Commander Legends. Like I said, though, the next one's D&D themed, so they won't be there. They won't be in the Lord of the Rings set. Do you see what it is? So, like, as they make these supplementary sets like Commander Legends themed around a plane or setting, it makes them even more difficult to get these things reprinted. And that just means that those cards creep up in value and it damages the accessibility of older formats like Pioneer and Modern. So it's a shame we're seeing that. Beyond that, though, if we get past that, I think valid criticism, honestly, I think these are gorgeous. Like, I cannot get over how good these look. In my prediction video, I talk about how I'm not very excited for this set because Art Deco, Jazz Age, gangsters, mobsters, and detective fiction, that stuff doesn't really get me that hyped. But when I see how good this looks, I have to admit that I think it looks fucking cool. Each one has a regular borderless and skyscraper version. Essentially, we have like inside shot, shot looking up, and then shot from a distance, I guess is the best way to describe these. Although they don't all fit with that convention when you look at like the Proving Grounds, for example. Proving Grounds being the Jund one is a Jund boxing ring. Something I didn't think we'd see in Magic this year, but that's Magic, right? It's full of surprises. The interesting thing, I guess, about this is that the Jund Triome is going to be very good for Historic. It's going to give, like, Jund Sacrifice and the Cat Oven decks better mana. There is a complaint to be had that this is just making mana bases better for the Shard colours in Historic and Pioneer, and to a lesser extent Modern, and in Commander too, especially 5 colour decks. 5 colour decks are going to have access to more Triomes to fetch with the fetch lands. It's an inevitability, it's just one of the problems with Magic going on, and, you know, each design space having to get filled out with the next parts of the cycle and such. I guess they could have kept these unprinted for more than 2 years after the Triomes, but ultimately I think this is a cool fit for the set, and I think they look great too. Then let's move on, carry on with the lands theme into the basics, and my god, these look fucking awesome. There's more full art basics coming, which is a thing that I have complained about in the past, that it's less special when there's more of them, but ultimately that horse has bolted, and full art lands are really, really common now. It also, there's an accessibility thing of everyone gets to play with the cool toys, and full art basics are cool. These are, they're so good. They're so fucking good. Both the Art Deco ones and the original ones. Like this train station in the plains, fucking hell. And the forests as well. Like the normal one doesn't, but the Art Deco one gives me like Batman animated series vibes. Like as if Poison Ivy has taken over the city at that point. These are phenomenal. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say in this video where I like reword how impressed I am with them. The interesting thing is that like the ones from Kamigawa were so good. And we've had many a good full art land now, right? And they keep just knocking it out of the park. And it's cool that there's not just one that looks way better than any other. So I think, honestly, I fucking love these. There's Swamp too. I make a joke, here's a spoiler for my prediction video, I make a joke that people can compare this set to Bioshock over and over and over. And that's because Bioshock is the only touch point in popular culture for Art Deco for a lot of gamers. But if there's one piece of art so far that really evokes some fallen Art Deco utopia that fell into a dystopian nightmare, it is this Swamp. It is gorgeous. Next up, we got to see some packaging. This is the new one of the draft booster bits of packaging. There's loads of packaging, but this is the one I want to highlight because this is Elspeth. There is supposedly a tie with Elspeth to the plane. I don't think they mentioned it in the stream. I haven't watched the whole stream because I was out playing 40k at my local game store. My bad for playing games, eh? But this is Elspeth. She's got a feather boa on, which I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit on the nose for like razzle-dazzle Jazz Age stuff, but it makes her fit, I guess. So she's got the white gloves and the feather boa. Her sword, I don't know what this sword is. I don't think it's the sword she had in Beyond Death, right? Because she had a spear in that. So I don't know what this sword is. And then she's got a kitten brooch, a little gold cat. Is that a tribute to a Johnny who was stabbed when she died? I don't know. I don't know what any of these things mean. Maybe they're hints of what's coming, but I am out of predictions for that. On top of that, we got a thing that was not Capenna themed. We got to see what the Stranger Things Secret Lair cards would look like when they show up as 1 in 8 set boosters. So these are Innistrad themed Magic reskins of the Stranger Things cards. Now, I will not lie to you. It's a little bit weird that they're Innistrad themed in the Capenna set boosters. It's not like... It's not a problem, but I do feel like it might be a missed opportunity to explore a different plane. We've been to Innistrad 3 times now. It's one of the most popular planes. Magic has this obsession with just going back to the same shit over and over. The Gatewatch, Ravnica, and Innistrad being very safe things to explore. And I mean, we've only just gone back to Kamigawa after years of teasing it with these sort of things where we got random Kamigawa cards in Commander and Planechase. These could have been references to either stuff on plane, so it feels like it fits, or we could have had random things that aren't going to get a revisit for a very, very long time. Amonkhet, Shadowmoor, Lorwyn, Mirrodin, things that we haven't seen for a while or aren't going to see for a while. It's a shame that we haven't seen one of these cards have us a glimpse into what is happening on New Phyrexia, the fallen Mirrodin that the Phyrexians control. That'd be a very cool pre-spoiler for when we finally go back there next year. Innistrad is cool and I love Innistrad, but I am tired of it. I am overgorged. I am a fat pig, and you can stick a fork in me. I'm done. I lost track of where I was going with that. But I'm sure you can appreciate and understand what I mean when I say these cards didn't have to be Innistrad themed. Beyond that, though, all of the art, perhaps not Elmar, but the rest, look phenomenal. My favourite probably being Hargild, where she's like etching runes onto a sword with a blowtorch using goggles. Like, as far as Innistrad goes, we've got like rigging in the background, we've got a moon, we've got the Avacyn church symbol in the glass. This is a sick piece of art, even if I didn't feel like we had to go back to Innistrad again. The other important part of all of this is that they don't have the Stranger Things names on them. They aren't like the Godzilla reskins, where we have the original card name in the text, in the undertext, if you will, underneath the name. I guess really what we should be seeing is that the future name for these cards will be on the Secret Lair ones, like the Godzilla reskins had. That'd be cool for giving us a hint at what we might see in the future. If we saw Helm's Guardian Outcast on a Secret Lair 6 months ago, that would have got people like myself yappering and jabbering about when are we going to see more Guardian aligned people. Have we got another return to Innistrad? Obviously, it just ended up being in a set booster for Capenna, so it'd be a complete fucking mystery case closed. Am I right? But I think that would be more interesting. Instead, they've done what I think is quite an elegant solution, if I'm honest. If you look at the bottom of the card here, there is equals SLD342, which is telling you which Secret Lair card this is referencing. Secret Lair D. What does D even mean? Secret Lair deck? I actually haven't got a fucking clue what that D stands for. Please tell me in the comment section below. I think this is a clean answer. I think these arts are sick. And I'm really glad that we're seeing the mechanically unique cards of these Secret Lairs finally find their way into Magic product. The only niggles I have is the constant obsession with Innistrad as a frustration, and the fact that they're 1/8 every set boosters for basically mythic rares. I mean, these might actually be pretty premium in terms of price. The other weird thing that is not these cards in particular, but something I wanted to highlight is, where the fuck are the Walking Dead ones, right? What the fuck is going on? Why is there no Rick Steadfast Leader? Why is there no Negan or Negan, wherever the fuck you pronounce his stupid name? Like, the ones that people have more problems coming into the game with, because Negan is supposedly a problematic character. Why have they not got this treatment yet? And would they have not fit the Innistrad thing better with the walkers and zombies? And then these could have been varied places for like Kaladesh and Mirrodin? I don't know. That's just a thought I had as well. I wonder when we'll actually see a Negan card. We also got another preview for a assumed cycle, which is the Ascendancy cycle. We saw these on Tark here as well for each of the wedges. These are going to be the ones for the allied pairs. Again, each one is going to be themed around one of the families. We've got to see the Brokers one, who are the lawyer family. This is at the beginning of your end step. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control and a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. So this card's going to be pretty strong in some commander decks for certain. The cool thing about this, well, two things. Well, one, I haven't actually observed the set symbol yet in this video. It is a knuckle duster with wings. Very mobster. Let's just leave it at that. A bit on the nose, but whatever. And then this art. We have a cat detective or lawyer. We have rhino lawyer, or perhaps enforcer for the lawyers. And then we have these two humans I don't care about. And then we have like Birdman at law with like a robot wing. And he's got his talon on this guy's head. Yeah, there's some energy to this art that I love. And I'm looking forward to seeing cats, rhinos, and bird people in the Bant faction. Although that said, rhinos and birds is normally the Bant thing. We saw that on Alara as well with Bant. So it would have been cool for them to explore different space for that. And cats, actually, Quasali Pride Mages and the other cats that were on that plane. So this is what we come to expect. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I guess innovation for innovation's sake, or breaking the mold for the sake of breaking the mold, isn't always a good thing. The last thing we got to see was the packaging, which isn't that exciting, honestly, but I'm just going to draw attention to the fact that there are 5 commander decks here. Not a criticism, just more of an observation. This is not dissimilar to what we've seen in the past. Strixhaven had 5, and this is going to be similar. There will be 5 with some new front-facing cards, and they're going to be new Capenna themed. There is an argument that this is just a lot of new product and new cards and new legendaries, but again, it's one of those arguments where, whilst I can see the point and I agree with it to an extent, the horse has bolted, the stable is on fire, Pandora's box is firmly fucking blown wide open. I don't know if we're ever going to put that genie back in the bottle. We're just going to keep getting more and more product. I guess there's a natural point when there's too much product. I would probably safely say we haven't got to that point yet. Wizards will peel back when they do get to that point, when they start to see their sales numbers decrease. I hope you found that interesting and informative. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you overloaded with new product already, since Kamigawa only came out very recently? Or are you excited to explore new Capenna? In the meantime, I will have a predictions video linked to on screen right now. So go ahead and click that and check out my predictions for the set coming up. And if that video isn't out yet, there'll be another video here, probably giving Wizards a load of shit for how bad the MTG Arena economy is. Thank you for watching. Smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.